So the year was progressing along very well, and we had at least 2 photo shoots under our belts with Sabrina, as well as a few other models and some behind the scenes and some other stuff like that. It was now time for us to turn our attention towards the big shoot, the one that we worked towards for a year. 2 days, multi-location, photographers, makeup artists, models, the whole 9 yards. So I reached out to a good friend of mine, Clyde Banks Photography. He's down in the Golden Isles. If you're down that way, look him up, check him out. I said, Clyde, we're coming your way. And there's 2 things that I'd like to incorporate in this year's shoot. One is the sunrise that we always do on East Beach. So that was pretty much a given. Nothing really for him to do there. But the second thing was that I wanted to have a boat dock with boats and the marsh, just something a little different, but it's got to be a boat dock. Now, a little bit about Clyde. Clyde does landscape and aerial, sunrise and beach settings. He does those kind of things, and he's pretty good at it. Not really a fashion photographer, but he does hold his own. What he came up with, let me just say this. The first part was a given, and I knew that, and we talked about that. But the second part, what he came up with, not only did he deliver the boat dock, but he delivered the marsh, boats, and something that I wasn't expecting, a sunset. So now with this great scouting news, there was nothing really left to do but to send out the invitations to models, pack our equipment, and hit the road. And that's what we did. So when we arrived in the Golden Isles, we met up with Clyde and the model, basically the crew. Everybody was there. Now we were expecting 4 models, but only 2 were able to make it. Things happen. One of those models was Sabrina, of course. We wouldn't be here talking if she didn't make it. And the second was a model that goes by the name of Eysha. And she's a model that had worked with Clyde in the past. And when he mentioned her, we were supposed to set something up and I couldn't make it down for the shoot that they had. But when he mentioned her, I was like, hey man, no problem. We would love to have her. So first up on the agenda was Darien, Georgia. I didn't mention that before, but Darien was the first location. So first up was the front side of this Tabby house. It was white with orange shutters. We started shooting on the front side and the models were getting warmed up, but the pictures were looking good. People were honking and stopping by. It was getting close to dinner time, so there was actually quite a bit of traffic coming through. Once we got shots in on the front side, we moved around to the back side. Now, we thought the front side had a lot of character to it, but the back side, I think the only way that I can really describe it is that it was picturesque, like something out of a magazine. So after a few shots, I decided to take the drone up to get some aerial footage. And after that, it was on to the dock. So after we finished shooting on the back side of the building, it was time to move on to I think this would be the third spot, front side, back side of the building, and then it was on to the docks. We made a quick stop by the cars, got changed, freshened up a little bit, and then we hit